I am so sorry, Linda, that that happened to you. But you see, this is why I was so adamant about doing this. And it's not just separate wills that you need to do. Sure, do your separate wills for how can I explain it? Your investments and all that kind of stuff is bequeathed to, like, I made my investments and my bank accounts beneficiaries my children, all four of my kids. And that will not change. What we had to do on top of the separate wills is a mutual will or contract for the property that we own together. So in Alberta, for example, if you're a joint tenant of a property, then you and one spouse dies, let's say it's me, everything in the house is now Tom's. It's joint tenancy, so it automatically goes to the joint tenant. And my investment would be lost as far as going to my estate for my kids. So you can put in to this contract that, number one, the property needs to be sold immediately, and then my kids' estate, my estate would be paid out, my portion of the house, and if it happens in the first 5 years, it's 70% to Tom and 30% to me. That's the only way he'd agree to it because of everything he's invested and what I've invested. So I would be just shy of being paid back everything I've put in. If Tom dies, it's 60-40. 60% goes to his, 40% is to me, my estate. So I'd have to come up with some money to pay out his kids or sell the house immediately. But we wanted it that the surviving spouse could stay in the home as long as they wanted. So let's say Tom stayed another 10 years. Well, it makes zero sense to be paying a mortgage for 10 years, which I'm sure he'd pay off eventually, but and then he decides to sell and then pay out my estate. That would make no sense because it's at market value, and if it goes up to $1 million property or whatever, $1.5 million property, then my kids are making a good coin on that, on his making the mortgage payments. So that makes zero sense. What we would probably do is either sell the house, me, if Tom died, and pay out his kids, or if I somehow could come up with the money, I'd pay him out and just keep the house. And then if I sell 15 years down the road, that goes towards my estate. You know, that would be an option. But don't just do separate wills. You have to look after your marital property too, if you're joint tenants. Okay? And all your investments and RSPs and blah, blah, blah. You want to make sure your beneficiaries are clear. It doesn't just automatically go to your spouse. Okay? Because this kind of stuff, that's what triggered me to do all this. Tom's mom remarried 30 years ago, and he has kids from his previous relationships. And you know what they didn't do this. So what's going to happen come the day of reckoning? You know, it's going to be a nightmare, and I don't want that for my kids, and I don't want it for Tom's kids. It should be something we look after and make sure our kids don't have to go through that crap, and that our investments are safe when we remarry. Think about it, people. This stuff happens.